Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here tonight. I got home a little bit into Slammiversary, but I came home and I've been watching this show. And honestly, the one match that I've been really looking forward to is the James Storm versus Magnus match, and that is the match that just happened right now. This was a damn good match. This wasn't even really a wrestling match. This was an all-out physical brawl. Reminds me a lot of the James Storm versus Bobby Roode match from Bound for Glory. I believe it was 2012. It might be 2013. The one that was in Phoenix. The one that my buddy Miguel got to go to. Basically, Storm came down to the ring, and as Storm was coming down, Magnus was in the back giving a promo. I don't know. This is basically a promo that it seemed like anybody got to say whatever the hell they wanted to say, and Magnus was pretty much addressing the rumors of him leaving TNA. He basically said to the point that he was leaving, that Storm was leaving. He talked about, people talk about TNA and the state the company's in, but this has been his company for the past 6 years, and this has been home for him. And basically, the second Magnus hit the ring, this was a fight. And, they started brawling right away, almost getting out of the ring, fighting all the way to the back. James Storm did a move where he did like a back body drop of Magnus through a table. Then they started fighting backstage, and they started going through, all sorts of cables, which, made the power outage, the lights flicker throughout the arena. It made the Slammiversary, I call it a Titantron, even though Titans because of WWE. But basically, all of those were getting all screwed up. They had lost signal of what was going down. Basically, Hebner kept on yelling, high voltage, get out of here, high voltage. And there was big time. Close calls throughout this match. People thinking that Storm was going to get the win. People thinking that Magnus was going to get a win. There was a point in the ring where basically they did like a surfboard, almost like a springboard, where Magnus grabbed Storm by his legs and sort of slingshotted him back. And as he was slingshotting him back, the head of James Storm hit right into the bottom of the table. I've seen lots of table spots throughout my time, but I've never seen where somebody puts their head into the bottom of the table, and you can tell that shit fucking hurt. Storm ended up reclaiming a lot of the feel of the match, and at one point he went and got some of that like chalk that's underneath the ring, and he was going to hit Magnus with it, and in the last second Magnus ended up hitting Storm's hands, which made the chalk go up into his eyes, and basically blind him, but at the same time it blinded Earl Hebner, and when Magnus hit his finisher, he wasn't able to get the finish because there was no referee to make the 3 call. But the match ended up going back and forth. There was lots of close finishing here. Storm hit the last call, the big super kick. I thought that was going to be all she wrote from there on out. But they ended up fighting all the way to the point where Magnus went to go get a beer bottle out of his corner. Storm went to go get a beer bottle at his corner, and they both came with the same idea at the same time. They both cranked each other over the top of the head with a beer bottle, and that was all she wrote from there. And both guys fell down. It just happened that Storm fell on top of Magnus. He got the 1-2-3. Storm seemed that he didn't even really realize they had won the match. They're going to have one hell of a cleanup crew. Have to clean up the ring after this one. There's guardrails, there's beer bottles, there's shattered glass all over the ring right now. And that was a damn good match. And it was one of the reasons why I was glad I watched. Moving on from here, Storm and Magnus both worked the TV taping. So it seems that even though they are leaving the company, they're going to be still in the company on television until late August, maybe even September, however long they taped. I know they taped a lot of damn shows, so we'll have to see what goes on from here. But I know that this is Storm's last match in TNA. He's going to be leaving, and I wish him the best of luck in wherever he goes from here, because he was always one of my favorite guys, the Cowboy, James Storm. I really tip my hat to this guy because he did everything. I mean, he was America's Most Wanted, Beer Money, the Cowboy James Storm. He turned himself into a cult leader with the Revolution. He went after and he stalked Mickey James, and he threw her in front of a moving train. One of the best. I mean, really one of the best. I hope I get to see this guy wrestle somewhere, sometime, run into this guy once again. But fun times with TNA Slammiversary.